Alright guys, welcome back to Strong Successful Male. So for today, I'm going to go over an email that was sent from a subscriber. It's from a guy, sounds like he is in his early to mid 50s, a father, and ex-military. And he shares his story about how recently his son, who just graduated college, is on his way to a darn good paying job. His son's girlfriend proposed the idea of an open relationship. An open relationship while they were apart during the summer so they could be young and youthful and all that stupid bullshit that the girls say to the guys. And thanks to this guy and good parenting, being a good father and masculine role model, he told his son what to do, and his son handled it very well. And let's just say that the girl didn't like it too much and is having a bit of a meltdown. And that'll be a very good one to go over here, guys. Once again, as a perfect example why it's so important to know this type of material I talk about. To be aware of reality, that the reality that a lot of people don't want to hear about, because you all know the narrative, what's put out there in movies and TV and all that. Things I talk about on this channel, things I share on the channel, all the stories from you guys all over the world. People don't want to admit, and they hate on me and hate on you for talking reality. It's so important that guys are aware of this material, and it's so important that young men have a strong, masculine, old-school role model to teach them reality, not this fantasy land bullshit. And if this young guy here in the story, this guy's son didn't have that, he could have been just like a lot of those poor, dumb saps that go along with these open relationship, harebrained ideas and get their hearts ripped out. But not this guy's son. And so it's really important that you guys out there, future fathers, future grandfathers, help mold the boys to be the tough, strong, yet good men, masculine good men that they need to be for this crazy world. So, without further ado, it says here, greetings SSM. I've been seeing a lot of open relationship posts of late from your videos and accompanied videos with the algorithm. I'm not a fan of that type of thing, and just recently had to deal with one of my boys whose girlfriend was stupid enough to propose one. Well, unfortunately, sir, there are countless stories like that going around. Either ones that are posted online, various posts like Reddit, or the ones that guys send in because these boneheaded girls, wives, they hear about these things and they propose these ideas, and off you go. My oldest son is wrapping up his college and already has a job lined up with a reputable Department of Defense contractor. He's an engineer and has a bright future in front of him, especially after he recovers from this fiasco. He's been dating this girl from his university for 2 years, and they spent the last year as exclusive. I told him to focus on school and worry about girls after, even illustrating the issues I had with Brittany. Brittany's the code name for this girlfriend. She pursued him, and she suggested the exclusivity of the relationship, so I thought he was going to be okay. Well, I'm glad to hear your son wasn't the one chasing after her and bringing up the idea of a serious relationship. I'm glad to hear that, because he's too fucking busy with making something of himself, and it's not always a good position for the guy. It's not a good position for the guys to be the one asking for a serious relationship. It should be the girls asking that. Thankfully, she waited until after the finals to hit him with it, and he was smart enough to not cry in front of her. Good for him. She wants to go home and have fun with her friends and then rejoin him in the fall in Maryland when he'll be settled in and working. He was pretty shook up and confused as everything was settling into place. So let's review. She's the one that brought up the idea of being an exclusive relationship. Not his idea, hers. They get in the exclusive relationship, and over time, he no doubt lets his guard down and treats her well, which God forbid you do, but that is unfortunately perceived as weakness. No doubt said and did things to her and made her think, I got this guy wrapped around my finger, now I can pull some bullshit. And just when she thought she was safe, pulled the let's do an open relationship thing over the summer. And that way then, if she finds somebody better, hey, whatever, but she can still keep him in layaway. Nope, not this guy. I pointed out that she was not the girl that he needed or thought she was. He's moving in a month and will be working and figuring out his new life. He'll be too busy to date as he finds his way. She'll be home having fun and know he loves her and is waiting for her to join him in 4 to 5 months. He is heartbroken right now and she is excited. An open relationship is not a good idea, and she may not even move out there to be with him. Her plan is to move out and find a substitute teacher gig after rejoining him. Teacher, huh? Talk about a stereotype. If you said a nurse, that'd be even better. This also gives them the freedom of youth for the summer. And he's saying that in quotes, freedom of youth. He's going to be miserable and broken while she is enjoying herself. And does that sound like a girl that loves her guy, that wants to go out and hook up with other dudes and probably try to find a better option because that's what they do? Meanwhile, not caring at all that he's heartbroken? No way. Now, what type of gals propose those types of things, open relationships? The ones that feel so certain that they got their guy, that he ain't going anywhere, she has him wrapped around her little finger, that type of thing. And where do they get that certainty from? They get it from guys telling them, oh, I love you so much, and through their actions, committing to them too young, rushing into things. There's a whole bunch of things that can give a gal that type of certainty. Because remember, if she had uncertainty, she likely wouldn't pull his bullshit. A woman needs to know in any relationship, and I say this all the time, if you push your guy too far, you disrespect him, you cross him, he's out of there. And until that happens, she's never going to truly respect you. This is a common theme over and over and over and over and over again in these stories. Thankfully, he listened to me and broke up with her after talking with me. Thank God. And thank God for you, sir. He told her she failed the girlfriend test and he doesn't need a roommate he can't trust in a new city. He suggested she figure a new plan for work in the fall and try not to be a teacher in Maryland. Good for your son. Give him a high five. He's hurting right now, but she's definitely feeling some shock now too. You bet your ass she is, because she never saw this coming. She has been screaming at him, causing scenes and bringing some of her friends into the drama. Hold on here. What gives her the right to be screaming? Drama. She wanted permission to go F other dudes. Right? And amongst many other things. And your son's a bad guy? Does that make a whole lot of sense? Now, we all know that logic has gone bye-bye a long time ago with these types, but still. And of course, my personal favorite, bringing the friends in too, to shame him and guilt trip him and all that. Not surprised that's a common one, because this girlfriend of his and her friends have built up a perception of who your son is, and they never saw it coming. And they think that if they shame him enough or guilt trip him, they can wear him down because they think he's a typical weak-ass nice guy. His actions, in their view, that's why they think that. Clearly not the case. My son prepared his and mutual friends beforehand with what is going on now and how he was going to handle it. He still hurts, but his pain is less seeing her true colors, and we'll be fishing together this week and next while he prepares to begin his life on the East Coast. Good. Some good father-son time. Good. You can talk to him, let him get things off his chest, tell him what he needs to hear, reality, smack some sense in him if you have to. His company has already prepared a listing of apartments near where he'll be working, and now he'll have a better idea for an approximate size and area that he wants to be. He does deserve a hearty smack for telling the girl he loved her, as I told him it was way too soon and need to learn more about her. Yeah, well, I'll do that too. Smack to your son. No, you do not go telling girls you love them and all that. If she wants to express, I love you, or something like that, that's one thing. But please tell me he wasn't the first to say that. Jesus. If he was the first one to say that, I can understand where she felt her certainty. And even if she was saying it early on too soon, he can just smile and be like, and she can be like, what, you don't feel that way too? She smile, you know how I feel. You know what I'm feeling. I'll make him fucking crazy. He's going to get cuffed behind his head when we go fishing. Well, you know what? He'll thank you for that. I've told all my kids to avoid partners who want to open relationships and be careful, especially careful with their friends and benefits too. Both are red flags and lessen their value. I can only give my kids advice and hope they remember the wisdom I have acquired through the bad decisions and careful observations. I cannot live their lies, and I can only encourage them to stand back up and when life kicks them in the teeth. Yeah, it's all you can do. You can share your wisdom. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink it. So at least they have you with this knowledge to teach them the reality. And I don't know if you taught them some of these things earlier, but it would have helped when they were younger, but it is what it is. Thank God they have you now. Says, my son and his siblings know that betrayal is the end of the relationship and open relationships is too big a red flag. Thought or deed is already done and it's best to move on. I know that SSM and I have different views on friends with benefits, but my past puts that into the open relationship / polyamory camp. Well, there are pros and cons to friends with benefits. You know, for a guy that is on his grind, on his purpose, recognizes his value, not a relationship guy, he could do the friends with benefits because he's not going to get attached. You know, he gets his needs met, but he's focused on other things. Your typical nice guy, he can't do the friends with benefits thing because it's likely he's going to fall for the girl. And the friends with benefits girlfriends are not girlfriend relationship material. Not to mention you could catch something from her, or she gets pregnant and claims it's yours, or many other things, or the important thing of wasting time. So for your average nice guy, I would not recommend friends with benefits. It's too bad of an idea. And if she gets pregnant by one of her other lovers, she'll want the nice guy to be the provider and say, oh, it's your kid. The only time this thing works is if it's a guy that truly is not going to get attached. And even then, you know, you got to be very, very careful. He says, I joined the military in the 80s as a clueless 18-year-old virgin and learned wisdom via the School of Hard Knocks in Georgia. My cohort was an equally dumb 18-year-old from a wealthy East Coast family. Do not look to club girls for girlfriend material. Dependas are everywhere around bases. Single moms are a bad idea for more than one reason. He says, not only lose a significant other, but your money too, and the kids are gone with the mama. Barrack bunnies are a thing, and all of the above cause massive drama, even for the troops who avoid burning money on muscle cars and electronics. Barrack bunnies, I always like that one. My battle brother and I navigated all those pitfalls and fell into a few. We were problem soldiers, but fit and knowledgeable in our tasks. So our squad leader pushed us harder in exercise and forced us through advanced courses, which forged us both as competent and professional soldiers and at the tip of the spear for a deployment. During this time, I met his cousin, and he was hoping we would hit it off. She was a pretty college gal from the same East Coast family and very different from a res kid. She had had a bad breakup, but did like me and wanted a friends with benefits with me. Bad breakup, huh? Yeah, we've all heard that song and dance before. And by the way, this story he's telling now, which led to his wisdom over the years, this obviously happened decades ago to show you, guess what? They're the same back then. Her rules were dates with me. Her rules were dates with my battle brother, and we would all meet often at her apartment on the weekends, and we didn't have duty. No serious dating and the occasional hookups between us, and would stop if one of us were dating. Her rules, and she broke them. Of course she had rules, and of course she broke them. I slept with her before our combat deployment and found out she had a fiance while we were gone. Of course, I forgot to mention that. I can't believe I forgot to mention that. The other major con of the friends with benefits are, it could be a gal who actually has a boyfriend, fiance, or husband, and is, I want the friends with benefits because she doesn't want her husband or boyfriend or fiance to find out. That I can't believe I forgot that one. That is a major con to the friends with benefits. And if you guys are going to do that, you really got to do your freaking homework. Just a month into the deployment, I'm unsure if I was the bad boy or plan B, but that relationship was done. I lost my battle brother on another deployment and only seen her at the funeral. She was by then married and still wanted to do the friends with benefits. Of course she did. I'm pretty sure that is the 80s, 90s code for open relationship, but it is all cheating and not a good relationship by any stretch. With my friend gone, I didn't need to hang out around that family anymore. I think the situation and the PTSD probably set me up for future life lessons with Brittany. I still have no regrets, and I am where I am now because of my past. At least my kids are smart enough to listen and take sound advice. Don't lower yourself or your standards. Always wear protection. If she will sleep with you, she will sleep with anybody. Trust but verify. No second chances for broken trust. Amen. Some very practical old school wisdom. Your boys are very lucky to have you. This is all I have for now. My son will be here tomorrow. I doubt he will have any additional drama if he covered his bases, as he said he did. Well, if there is anything to add about his now ex-Brittany and the drama she's bringing into his life and all that, definitely let me know. I'd like to hear an update on that. But anyway, it's great your son has you, and I'm glad that you're able to help him out. But he's young, he's learning, and I know he got into the exclusive relationship. At least he didn't bring it up and did the I love yous, but you were young and made mistakes and learned, and now he's young making mistakes, but at least he has you. And hopefully he doesn't make the same ones again. I wish your son the best in his career. Hope he does really well as your younger son. Definitely pour your wisdom into your younger son as well. And as young boys, they're going to make mistakes from time to time, as young boys do, because you and me, we were once younger and did boneheaded things, as all of us, but you learn from them, so it's not a total loss. And keep passing on your wisdom. And again, if there's any updates, definitely let me know. All right, guys, that is it for today. Be sure to comment down below. Let me know what you think. Let this guy know what you think. Give him a shout out for giving his son some good wisdom here. We got an old school guy here. And also, guys, again, this story proves why all young guys need that masculine role model who's been there, dealt with reality. Because it's sad there's so many young guys nowadays growing up without a father. And if they do have a father, he's not going to give them this kind of wisdom. They're just as clueless as the kids are, And hopefully this channel, as well as other channels out there, and the knowledge spreading, and it's definitely spreading, will help the future generation out. And be sure to like the video, share with your friends, and subscribe. I'll catch you next time.